Hi, my name is Ricardo Vialta, and my district profile assignment was on Palm Springs Unified School District. I'll start off by explaining the basic characteristics of Palm Springs Unified. Um, the population is about 23,000 students across different grade levels, including PK through 12th, and includes over 2,400 employees, has roughly 28 students per teacher on average, and 26 schools spanning 6 different cities, including Palm Springs, Desert Hot Springs, Cathedral City, Palm Desert, Rancho Mirage, and Thousand Palms, and also includes six distinguished schools. Going into the demographic composition, it includes um, predominantly Hispanic students, with 77% making up their population, along with 12% of students are white, with 5% African American, and 6 including all other ethnicities. And it consists of 85% low-income students. So it is considered a low-income district, although Palm Springs may be known as a very huge hotspot for tourists and whatnot. The district is considered low income. And moving on to the next point, it consists of 33% English learners, less than 1% of foster youth, and 88% high need. Also, 86% of students are on a free or reduced lunch, and then 5.5% dropout rate, which is half of the state's dropout rate. And then the average teacher experience is about 12 years. So most of the teachers in this district are highly experienced, but that doesn't mean that there are not a lot of new teachers. There actually are quite a lot, with about 400 or 500 teachers being their first or second year. Also, 1% of the student population are in the special education class. Moving on to the next slide, which is district financial trends. The overall general fund budget for Palm Springs Unified is just over 281 million. And as you see in the photo on the right side, it is broken down into the different categories of the expenditures, including the salaries, benefits, services, and books. And the LCAP expenditures, which are used to improve the quality of the district, which we'll get into a little bit later, makes up about 15% of this general fund. And the general fund includes most of the district's expenditures, but not all of them. The funding sources include the LCFF, the federal revenue, and other state and local revenue and taxes. And in general, this district does receive more and spends more annually compared to the statewide average by just over 1%. So it wouldn't be considered an underfunded district at all. Moving on to the LCAP priorities. Based on the district's website, the 4 different priorities are listed here, and then below them are the different ways that the districts are planning to implement those priorities into effect. The first one is increase academic achievement, and they plan on doing that by increasing the ELA, EL progress, and reclassification indicators, maintaining or increasing graduation rates, increasing third grade SBAC scores. And then the next priority is increasing parent and community partnerships. And they plan to implement this by increasing the parent engagement through workshops, transportation, other family resources, decreasing dropout rates, also by increasing the amount of buses, especially to the middle schools across the valley, and improving student attendance rates by utilizing different rewards or bell schedules that they think would be appropriate. And also, the next priority is maintain a healthy and safe learning environment. And they plan to do this by decreasing suspension rate, maintaining or decreasing exposure rate, measuring school connectedness and safety. And they plan to do this by implementing some closed campuses or increasing the security across different schools and engaging parents and families more. The last LCAP priority here is the fourth one, and that is ensuring highly qualified staff. And they plan to do this by maintaining low teacher misassignments, also having first and second year teachers be better supported with stronger mentors, and having a 3-year teacher retention rate, and personal development from consulting teachers. So pretty much having more workshops for new teachers, having them be able to transition from their credentialing program to the school in as smoothly as possible, which I think is a big help and is a big strength of the district, is that they do have a lot of support for new teachers, which is great for all of us in this class, because I'm sure most of us will be new teachers very, very soon. And so moving on to the recent changes that were made in this district, one of the big ones was the new superintendent that was introduced in 2016, Dr. Sandra Lyon. She had moved to Palm Springs Unified from Malibu, and she's doing a great job so far introducing the new vision for the district, and that is lifelong learning starts here. And also this year, it was just introduced the new district logo. And you can see on the right-hand side, the new one compared to the old one. I think it looks pretty cool. And one of the biggest changes and a huge plus that was just brought in last year, it's something called the Community Eligibility Provision. And what it does is it's provided by different organizations, and it brings free meals to all students across the district, regardless of their family income or background. So that means that they get free lunch, free breakfast every day, and they don't have to send in any applications, just a few surveys, pretty much answering any questions such as some family background and ethnicity questions. I'm not sure why, but that's really all they ask for, but they don't worry about any of the financial information. So, and also another interesting thing that the district does with this provision is that every Thursday they do include the community by having a locally owned farm provide different menu options for the district. So let's say it was a Thursday, that menu option would be a salad that was grown in the valley, or it's some type of other meal that was locally sourced from this city. So a lot of the times, that's a good way for districts to involve the community and also gain healthy menu options. So that's also a big plus. Some of the challenges that the district does have is the teacher retention rates. I've noticed that a lot of the teachers do move around the districts a lot, because a lot of the schools have very huge differences when it comes to leadership and overall management of the schools. So I've talked with many teachers that moved from school A to school B, because school A had a principal that had a totally different vision, and may not have run that school as well as someone else could have. So they moved to school B, but it was all in the same district. And so a lot of the time, communication is not a big thing among the schools here in this district. And so I think that makes it hard to for the district to improve overall, just because when the district has a vision, all the schools want to be on the same page. And when it comes to the principals, a lot of them don't last more than a year or two in this district. I don't know of many principals in this district that have lasted more than 3 or 4 years. I don't know if that's a usual thing or a normal thing for most principals, but that's something that I've noticed. It's a huge challenge of this district is to retain leadership. So what I would recommend really is more communication within the administration, more communication within um, the parents and the leadership. A lot of the times I've talked with parents as an ABA therapist. I can see from a parent's point of view and the teacher's point of view, since I also work in a school now, that a lot of the times communication between parents and administration is never is it's very hard to see that it's actually fluid. A lot of the times communication is very difficult in this district. I don't know if it's like that in other districts, but I've just noticed that that's a huge weakness that we have in Palm Springs Unified. Communication is a big uh, weakness here, and it would be great if we can find a way to improve that. And then the last slide is just the sources that I used. I used the district website, ad data, and the California Department of Education. Thank you for watching. Bye.